Hi, boys and girls. I'm so glad you're here today for another story. Today we have a guest reader, Miss Brooke. Enjoy!
Today's story is called No Trespassing by Jane Landreth. After school, Javier and his two friends, Ivan and Brody, walked down Elm Street. They decided to take the long way home so they could look at the old, broken-down house that no one lived in anymore. "Let's go inside and look around," Ivan suggested as they got closer to the house with the leaning, rickety porch. "That house would make a good clubhouse," Brody said, stopping at the broken gate. "But the sign on the fence says to keep out," Javier said. "That means everyone." "What's the matter? Are you chicken?" Ivan teased. Javier took a deep breath. "No, but I'm not going to disobey the sign. It isn't right." "Oh, come on, Javier. Don't be a chicken," Ivan said. "It would be fun to see what this old house looks like on the inside. We can't hurt it." "We can sneak in the back way," Brody added. "No one is around to see us." "But the sign says keep out, no trespassing," Javier said again. "My big brother says only foolish people disobey signs," Javier added. "Anyway, someone will see us. Jesus will." "Who believes in Jesus anymore?" Brody asked, looking over the fence at the house. Javier turned to leave. "I'm going home," he said. "I'll see you later." He walked down the sidewalk towards home. At the end of the street, he stopped and looked back. His friends were still at the gate looking at the broken-down house. When Javier got home, he hung up his jacket and started to feed his puppy. He could not get his friends off his mind. He knew he'd made the right decision. That house couldn't possibly be safe, but would Ivan and Brody still be his friends? This was not the first time his friends had tried to get him to do something wrong. Javier had always refused. Instead, he had tried to get Ivan and Brody to go to church with him. Maybe if they would just come to church, they would hear about Jesus' love for them, Javier thought to himself, and maybe they would understand why it is wrong to disobey. Javier had just finished feeding his puppy when Mom stepped into the kitchen. "I'm sure glad you're home," she said with relief. "Why, is something wrong?" Javier asked. "Not now, but there was," Mom replied. "I came down Elm Street and had to stop. There was a police car and an ambulance at that old broken-down house. One of your friends was standing by a police officer. Paramedics were carrying a boy out of the house. I was worried because you're usually with your friends after school. I didn't know what had happened until Mr. Higgins, the man who lives next door, came over to my car," Mom continued. "He said the boys had disobeyed the signs and went inside the house. One of the boys fell through the floor. Mr. Higgins said that there were 3 boys there, so I didn't know what happened to you." "I know what happened to Javier," Carlos, Javier's big brother, said, slipping into the house. "Those friends of Javier's disobeyed the signs and went inside the house. You'd be proud of Javier, Mom. He was with the boys at first, but he told them they should obey the signs. Javier walked away." "How do you know about that?" Javier asked, looking at his big brother. "I came along and saw you and your friends looking over the fence by the broken-down house," Carlos explained. "I wondered what you were up to, so I hid behind a bush. I listened to your conversation. Way to go, Javier." "I'm glad you made the right decision," Mom agreed. Javier smiled. It felt good to know his mom and big brother were proud of him. Now maybe he could get his friends to come to church with him. At least he would try.